Salem-Keizer, we are living through a period of change. You can feel it, I can feel it, and whether you're 5 or 50 or just one person or a whole school district, we are learning together that we can't stand still. We have to move and we have to change and adapt and do it in healthy ways. And so today I'm sharing news about a change. Salem-Keizer needs to close a handful of elementary schools in the 27-28 year. And although this is painful, we cannot ignore the facts of change. And one of them is about our district's enrollment. Only a few years ago, we were a 40,000 student district, and now we're on our way to becoming a 35,000 student district, which means we no longer need 65 sites. And operating that many sites comes at a cost. It stretches our resources too thin, and that means that students aren't getting the supports and opportunities they need, and our staff are struggling to fill in those gaps. While closing schools is not about saving money, it is about resources, and it's about making the most of the resources we have. So today, we're sharing information about a clear process that we're going to use over the course of the year to discuss, decide on, and then ultimately plan for up to 8 elementary school closures in the 27-28 year. And this process started by collecting a lot of data about our community, about our demographics, and about the quality of our school facilities. And then it will end in 2027 when some elementary school families and staff are going to have to say goodbye to a building that they love, but they will be welcomed into a different neighborhood school inside of Salem-Keizer. So right now we're in the early stages, and I want to be very clear that there is no list of proposed schools for closure. But what there is are many ways for you to be involved. And that's going to start with a board meeting on August 8th, which is a Saturday. This is when our board is going to have their first discussion about this topic. And they're going to talk about the process, they're going to talk about the criteria, and they're going to talk about public engagement. I love public schools. I have chosen to dedicate my life to them because I know that they are both anchors of a community and at the same time, they are the ladders for success. And that means I know these decisions are going to be hard. But we're going to navigate them together. We're going to use a process that's balanced, transparent, and inclusive. We're going to be decisive, but we're not going to rush. And we are going to pay attention to the differences between what we want today and what we need tomorrow. And all along the way, we're going to keep students right at the center of our discussions and our decisions. Salem-Keizer, we're resilient. We have faced challenges before, and there's going to be more that come in the future. But today, we are being called to take responsibility for our district's future and to protect the conditions for teaching and learning. I know that this is going to be hard. And as we tell our students all the time, we can do hard things.